Oh, I'm live. My total mistake. Here we go, guys. Review embargo, the preview embargo has been lifted. A tsunami of 16 content. Look at the joy of all of that. All of that succulence. Oh wait, go to my Mac camera. This is the new setup, so let me know if it all sounds and looks good. But hello, my peasants. Choker bros. Choker hoes. We have got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 26 videos have just been dropped on Square Enix's 16 page. Oh my goodness. Hello, Kyrix. Stay fresh. It's happening. And they did it exactly 1 month before the release. This is it, guys. 31 days until the drop. Wait, does May have 31 days? I'm so excited, man. I'm buzzing. Alright. Am I sounding and looking okay? Jake Pierce, welcome, my friend. James said we've also got a load of interviews. They've been coming out. I saw Maximilian Dude. He's covered it. We're gonna get all of the juice in. Woo! I hope something gives me some theory succulence to dive off with. Kazuya, top of the morning to ye. Now, when is the demo though? I'm thinking it's gonna be 2 weeks before. But I did see Night Sky Prince. I don't know if you guys agree with his theory, but what did he say? Hopefully he's right. I hope. Wait, please, fucking please. Oh, rumor Persona 6 coming. Okay, well, I'm not going to go down that tangent just yet. Yeah, and also today's previews are exactly why I think Rebirth will be at the PlayStation Showcase and not 16. Do you think? I mean, I wouldn't think we'd get anything Rebirth related until after 16. I wouldn't think that they'd want any thunder stolen from old Ramu from 16. So I'm personally doubtful we're going to get anything Rebirth related. But if we did, I will poop. This is too much excitement. We'll probably get it 2 weeks before. Hey, what's up, Novi? Good to see you, man. Instead of watching each small video, someone on YouTube compiled it all into a single 22-minute compilation. I kind of want to click through them all and go one by one, to be honest. I mean, there's no ads on the vids, so yeah, should we just dive straight in? I know, let's give it a few more minutes for everyone to buckle up. But at this stage, 1 month before the drop, how are you all feeling? Are you titillated? Are you thoroughly tingled? Are you excited? Is your excitement more or less now than it was 15? I've got to say, my excitement for 15 was born a large amount out of being very much still, I am a fanboy through and through still, but I was a naive, optimistic, I've been testing my audio equipment so much today that I think I've run out of juice on my Rode mic. I may have to switch over to the Max let me just try this out. Let me see the max microphone. How does that sound, guys? Is that okay? Is it good enough? Let me know. Yeah, I think the Rode mics are dead. Yeah, I wasn't planning to stream till later. I totally forgot about this juicy drop. Yeah, let me know. Is it good? A bit more speaking in an empty room kind of sound, but still good. Yeah. Why is this not charging? Because it's not freaking plugged in. Lol. Right, that wasn't actually plugged in. I may... I'm gonna just let this charge for the first like 5 or 6 trailers, and then I'll switch back over to this mic. Why is this VH not charging? What's going on? Yeah, that's most peculiar. Just quickly, wouldn't be a Pez stream without some tech issues. You guys find it endearing. You like it at this point. Yeah, I'll let that charge for a bit. I don't know what you said, but I agree. I said, how do you guys feel this far out? Are you more or less excited than 15 days? For me, my excitement is equal, but I would say I've kind of evened out my fanboyish and my hype, naive fanboy. That's kind of evened out a little bit. Square Enix has done enough bullshit to temper my expectations, lower my excitement for them overall, which is a disappointment, but hey, that's on you, Square Enix. You did enough to fuck us over, right? So my excitement is matched, but my overall confidence for 16 is very, very high. It's very high. I am equal. Yeah, I'm equal with 15, but overall I do feel more confident about it. Is it more excited than 7 Remake? Oh, God, I'd have to still say probably not. Probably not. Yeah, my excitement for 7 Remake Base 1 was Part 1 was really, really high, and I'd say 7 Remake Part 1, the way they've done it, the way they've just flipped the table on everything, makes me even more excited. So that's a tough question though, man. Okay, I'm just gonna dive in. I feel general excitement. It's over 9,000. 7 Remake was an anomaly. Finally, main title didn't take years to come out before teaser. That is so refreshing. So refreshing. And also Yoshi P's, I was saying on Ben Starr's interview, his handling of the fan base, his acknowledgement, he actually cares not just about the Japanese audience. All of us. Yoshi P cares about all of us. I feel caressed in the loving arms of Yoshi P. All right, let's do it. Let's just jump into the first one. Again, let me know how this all sounds. So, prologue cutscene. Give me some juice. Give me some juice. Let me know if it's too loud or quiet. Man, what are we dealing with? What are we looking at? Love that shot. God, you remember the first time we saw this shot, guys? This was the first thing we ever saw of 16. Just a little flash in the eye. Everyone, right? We all just went, hello? Hello? Whoa? 14. I don't know why this isn't 14, but it looks like 14. What's going on? A little too quiet. Sweet. Right, let's turn it up. God, I have such fond memory of this. Okay, I'll turn it up a bit. I mean, if it's too loud or... Ooh, damn. Oh, nice. The Battle of the Twin Realms. The down mechs versus Iron Kingdom. Down mechs be busting out Hugo, their Titan early. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Si, senor. Full-blown epic battle scenes. Damn ether catapults. It's just even more striking when you think that ether is the life force of the planet, man. This is, essentially life itself. And look how humans just be using it. Just be flinging at each other in ballistic missiles. God. I don't know about you guys. Do we have any Type 0 fans in the house? This, I love Type 0 because it had very fleshed out combat scenes like this. I love it. Bloody... Oh, guys. So I'm going to be pausing a lot. I hope you guys don't mind. Of course, if you want to watch it with no breaks, go watch it yourself. But this is Lord Commander, the person who thought, is it a dude? Is it a female? Is it Lost Leviathan? It kind of got confirmed this is Lord Commander. And there's some theories floating out there that, we thought, was it Dion at one point? Some people are saying that this could be Sleipnir. Pretty freaking cool, right? Like Barnabas is going to go ride his Lord Commander into battle. Oh. Okay. Oh. Yes, they need to juice up on ether. Oh. Yeah. Benedict like the Gange. You promised us troops.
Perhaps you have not heard, but the Ironblood now have their own dominant. We would be fools to underestimate them.
Bugger their knights.
What did you say?
Bugger their knights. Hugo's blazing up as well.
Should the citadel be allowed to fall?
God, he's huge.
The capital will lie exposed. And I doubt the Crusaders will wait for the good king's pawns to line up before taking to the board.
Hugo is menacing, man. Really, bro? Straight in his Magitech T. Oh, Hugo. Oh, come on. What a dick.
Which just leaves me.
Oh, shit, man. This is so dope. I've got palpitations. Oh, more. Oh, the animations. So fucking sleek. So sleek. Oh, there he is. Titan Hugo. Man, he's just squashing his own troops. Jesus. Hugo. Chill, bro. Damn, that is one hell of a size different. Oh my god. Dope. Who feels it? Who feels it in their body? Oh, right, is this mic charged somewhat? No, I'll give it a little bit longer. That was juicy. I don't believe it was Dion, and happy I was right. Yeah, I had to be converted by people saying it was Dion. They were like, dude, it's him, the arm, the glint of the earring. I first thought it was a mystery character, but it is both a dude and a mystery character. I think it said Lord Commander. That does hint it's a dude, right? Anyway, Hugo has astronomical levels of douchebaggery. Whoa, man, they're just getting high on ether, which that's also cool, right? Like, you think about it. Not only are they flinging ether, the life of the planet, and catapults and using it frivolously with war, but they be smoking that shit as well. Damn, I feel like 16 is just going to be a very damning indictment on humanity, the human condition, on little goblin-y behaviours. And I'm fully up for that. God, I hope 16 goes deep. I want to be in an existential hole. Can anyone else handle an existential hole? Is it something you either want or can handle? They haven't said the engine at all. They actively avoid the question. Yes, I mean, there's the theory that it's Luminous modded, 14 modded times 50, and then they're going to backcycle it into 14 to amp up its graphics. But that's just a speculation. All right, next one. God, that was a great vid. God, if we have another 27 of these, They're probably not going to be as juicy. Right, training grounds. Isn't this where the dragoon shows up?
Well, if you're not cut out to be a shield, there's
Oh, no.
always work for you in the stables. Unless, of course, you think you can defend your master while sat on your arse in a puddle of pig swill.
I'm sure he'd find a way.
These
My brother
accents.
always looks after me. Right?
Go on. You're sure to hit him eventually.
Don't give up now.
I've got to say, the Rossfield bros, well, they're very chubby cheeks. There's a lot of chubby cheeks in here. Borf. Damn. Talk or something. Oh.
2 arms. It wouldn't do to disappoint the gallery.
Is this the Tri-Wizard tournament that is written in his bio? Yeah, this is how he becomes a shield. He wins some sort of tournament at, I think it was 15 or 16. Yeah, I thought as well. Joshua did look a little bit weird. And also the other dude. He looks like he looks way more like Joshua than Clive does. People keep saying that I got it wrong when in the Japanese it says brother, brother. That they're not actually brothers. I don't know. I used to take shrooms and watch your streams on Pandemic. How did that go? I bet my hobo hair turned into tendrils. All right, meeting Clive's father, Elwyn. Hello, sir. I feel like Elwyn's done something naughty in the past. You know, we had the expedition to the Northern Territories, where, you know, he presumably conquered, and that's when he took Jill as a ward. That's where Torgal came back from. And the Northern Territories are very blighted. There's the mystery section of the Maelstrom, the Dead Seas, cannibalism. I don't know. I think Elwyn's done some dark stuff, and the fact his son is this demonic messiah. Mars on you, Elwyn. And also, why does Annabella, his wife, betray her husband? She wouldn't do that if there wasn't something dark in Elwyn or his past or something. Unless Annabella's just a power-hungry biatch. There she is. What do you know, Annabelle? Is it Annabelle? Annabella?
Thank you, Joshua. You are well, I trust.
Yes, Father. Much better. Today, Jill and I went to the Bailey to watch Clive's spa.
Is that so?
Ooh, that was an interesting Jill face.
Come to the throne room. We will talk there.
Yes, Father.
Yeah.
Your Grace. Shields dismissed.
Damn, Final Fantasy games love their fist bumps. They love their fist bumps. Okay, interesting, cool. What did you guys think that Jill face was?
Bailey to watch Clive's spa.
Is that so?
What that about? That look. I don't know how to interpret that look, but it's certainly a thing. Yeah, the dire situation that Rosario is in is, yeah, the crystals are shrinking, and as they're shrinking, the proximity is closing, so nations need to move closer to the crystals. They need to start taking them back. So I think that's the dire situation that they're in. They need to go take. Was it admiration? Maybe I got a little bit of admiration. Yeah, I got a little bit of sad. Maybe it's because Clive is now stepping into this new role. Or maybe it's sympathy, because I think Ben Starr mentioned it in the interview that, you know, Clive not being the Phoenix when he was assumed he was going to be was like a significant thing for Clive. So maybe it's a combination of that, Clive having to find a new role. Maybe she just empathizes. Admiration. Or maybe that, you know, now that he's growing up and he's going to get duties, it's lamenting that their young days of frolicking and being free and rolling in chocobo shit stables are coming to an end. All right. Walkthrough of Rosalith. Okay. Wait, so Rosalith, is that just another name for Rosaria then? Maybe they should stop using crystals for drinks and lighting cigarettes then. Exactly. But we're in that situation right now. Energy crisis, diminishing resources, environmental rapid decline. And yet we're still living frivolously. So I'll see that again. Alright, let's get this stuff unpacked before the Duchess calls for our heads. Okay. Even everyone else is scared of Annabelle. Okay, very cool. Rosalith is Rosaria's capital city. Damn, James. You know. You've been gobbling up all this lore. Very cool. Walk toward Rosalith 2. It's the capital, yeah. That makes sense. Was that like an ether beacon? A lamp or something? Wheat harvests are going down again. Yeah. This what ends up dragging on will starve. Very cool. That 16 is tapping into that. Ooh. Oh, look at that. Oh boy. Damn, this game looks so good, man. It looks so juicy. Yeah. I forgot completely what I was about to say. That picture, that horizon.
Wheat harvest is down again.
It just melted my brain. Yeah, the lighting is so good. The world in this is so nice. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. It's cool that they've used Type Zero's kind of concept. Did any other Final Fantasy really use a concept where there was a real price to pay for using summons? Obviously with Type Zero, you had innocents and you had people who actually had to become the summons, and it would cost their life, and other people could summon it. Or you could get a group of them to summon. Remember the summoning Alexander guys? The price that came with that summon. Oh my god. Oh, that still sits to me as one of the hardest hitting Final Fantasy moments. The summoning of Alexander in Type Zero. And to see that theme coming back with 16, except much broader repercussions environmentally, food, supplies, world stability, peace. Gives me bloody tingles, mate. Have you pre-ordered Pairs? I haven't. And I won't be getting the collector's edition either, because I'm out and about on the road. I can't be carrying a figurine about. I'll buy it later down the road. We're literally using oil and earth gases to light cigarettes. Exactly, mate. Exactly. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy 8. Yeah, summons would degrade memories. That was a pretty big repercussion. Not a huge one, but pretty significant. The coolest way to explain away amnesia plot, which I typically have a very low threshold of tolerance for. I typically hate amnesia plot, which is weird considering 7's one of my favourite, and it's probably the biggest amnesia plot of all time. Pez, don't do pre-order, don't trust them. I trust them entirely. I would trust them with my mortgage. I would trust them with my family lineage. I would trust putting my scrotum in a vice, and whether or not 16 is a good game or not. If it's bad, it would get clamped. I'm that confident. I would put my tabernacle in a vice, betting that this game's going to be good. Am I a fool? Pez would go homeless for Yoshi P. I am already homeless, but yes, I would. All right, here we go. Active Time Lore gameplay. Sir Wade. What is this? A loyal shield Rosaria chosen by Lord Commander Rodney. Rodney Murdoch. What is that name? The only Murdoch I know is Andrew Murdoch. And yeah, he was an interesting, decent fella. To accompany Clive on his expedition to Stillwind. Expedition Stillwind. Once but a lowborn page, Wade was inspired to the ranks of a woodpile fell on him, and his life was saved by young Joshua. How did Joshua save a woodpile falling on him? Joshua's a little weakling. How did that happen? Sir Tyler. A loyal Shid Rosaria and son of a noble family, Tyler followed in his father's footsteps in entering the service of the duchy. Rising from the position of right-hand man to the Lord Commander, he was chosen by Lord Murdoch to accompany Clive to Stillwind, a level head. He could be trusted not only to be the young Lord Marquez's orders to obey and keep him safe, but to help keep the fiery Sir Wade in line. Yes. Hopefully we've got some better sort of military characters than the Kingsglaive. God, the Kingsglaive were dicks. Oh yeah, Phoenix healing. I was thinking, how did Joshua deal with the woodpile? Did he burn it? Did he lift it? No, he just healed him. That makes a lot more sense. Yes. An area of swampland that stretches northeast from Rosalith Castle. The odd village could once be found here. Nothing to compare to the lively settlements that line the main roads of the realm, and with the encroachment of the blight and the creatures driven before it, even the scant settlements were soon deserted. Okay, a little bit of like Resi vibes or something, or some Bloodborne swamp areas. It's going to be a pretty mangy location. That'd be cool. I think we go there early days. I wonder why Clive's going to Stillwind. Probably just to assess the Blight, and this is probably where we're going to have this Marlborough battle. Why are they calling it a Morble? What the hell's a Morble? Actually, they've called it Morble before, but why? Why do you do this? I mean, Joshua can heal using his, and he was shown to be playable to some degree, so I imagine he can fight. Ish. Yeah, I mean, we do get to go fighting with Joshua. We get, in this game, to play a toddler and burn people alive. Woo! Woo! Alright, Marble Battle.
Keep clear of its maw, my lord. That
Okay.
thing's breath is worse than its bite.
Yeah, we've only got Phoenix Shift at this point. Pretty stripped back version of Clive. It's going to be Creeks.
I said, stay away from its mouth.
That reeks! How many Americans we got in the chat at the moment? How many of you find British accents weird, cool, off-putting? When Bree was here in the UK, the variety of British accents often made her facepalm and laugh. It reeks, me lord. Okay, yeah, really, really cool. Damn, man, the combat is just... so exciting. So exciting. I think they're always called Marbles in 14. Yeah, that's what I've heard. Yeah. Yep. Why? Why change it? I'm American. How are y'all doing? Are you a northerner or southerner? That boss music, though. Yeah, that was the thing. The little bit of music we had in Training Grounds. Let's just go back and listen to that. It was...
After me. Right.
It was so nice.
Two arms. It wouldn't do to disappoint the
This,
general.
I'm not sure if 16 is going to get Game of the Year. That could be anyone's guess. Maybe the new Zelda game could get it. Possible. But there's no doubt in my mind 16 is getting Soundtrack of the Year. There's no doubt. That I would gladly bet a tremendous amount of money. Introducing the Hideaway with goats. So I think goats, I think this is the character that a few of the devs have said they're his favourite. This character makes them cry. I think. English accent make you sound more intelligent. And it's sexy. Well, now that you say it, I suppose it does, doesn't it? What's up, Wicked Art? Hello, mate. Welcome to the stream. Right, is everyone comfy and cushy? Is everyone a good day? Having a good day? Everyone feeling content? It's a contender for sure. Zelda is a must. How many of you have played it? And is it really that good? Like taking the Zelda general fanboyism out of the way, is it just genuinely epic? Because there's a subsection of Zelda fans that would call every Zelda game great, even if it was a pretty poop. Like, is it legit good? Zelda wins GOTY by default because it's Zelda. Yeah, I mean, we pretty much saw that with most anticipated game, right? Most anticipated game, it had 16, it had Zelda up there. Zelda took it. To be fair, they didn't really show like 16 that well. Like they used a Google image of like a non-character 16. Not that I think that makes a difference, but I think that is enough to show that, yeah, more hype for Zelda. Right, let's see who goats. Hold on.
Oh no.
Huh?
Goat was it? Perhaps you can help.
Eh?
Sid asked me to be ready for
That's that man's voice.
How does one go about that here?
Well, there's old Nan's place. On second thoughts, you maybe want to see Blackthorn first.
A big doofus.
Blacksmith. To the forge it is then.
He's definitely going to die. Like,
Oh,
in
wait,
this.
no, hold up. You'll be needing this. Blackthorn won't take no notice of you otherwise. Might not anyway.
Yeah, he's dead. They've made a big, kind, simple, oafish, naive, innocent kind of character.
Are you Blackthorn?
His plot armor is thin.
No time for idle chatter.
Very, very thin. Right, I'm gonna quickly try to switch over to my Rode mic. Try to keep it connected. Let me know if this works. Give me a sec, guys. That voice took me so off guard. Right, is the mic working again, guys? I'm gonna give this a shot. Does it sound better? Less echoey? I don't know. Let me know. He is for sure. Hold the door. Meeting Blackthorn. He's the lad who always gets put in goal in PE. I too was that lad. I was that chunky, wide, clumsy, unskillful bonce that got stuck in goal. Aus Columbia. Very, very interesting. Fascinating experience. Very unique. The mic you just had was a bit better, to be honest. I mean, that's a sad indictment of Rode's wireless mic 2s. These are one of the most expensive sort of wireless mics on the market. I mean, come on, laddies. Come on. Right, I'll have to play with that. I'll just, I'll switch back. I'll try to play with that. It's pretty sad. A Max microphone is better than these buggers. Maybe I need to actually put some sort of compressor or something. Right. We'll stick with this mic. It's suddenly got dark. What the hell? Since you're traveling, anything that works is a blessing. Yeah, but I spent good money on those damn wireless mics. I was like, these will be perfect for on the road. Oh, Mac mic is louder, so it's easy to hear. Okay, maybe I just need to turn it up. I'll play with it. I had to clobber this stream together. Oh, there we go.
I'll do what I can. As a favour to Goot's mind.
Goots. Oh, his name's Goots. Big old Gooch. Alright.
And the belt, Caesar Square. You want anything else, you bring your own materials.
I'll bear that in mind. Thank you.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I'll go back to the wireless mics maybe at the end of the stream and just try turning it up. Meeting Otto. Right. Got some interviews to cover after this, guys.
Do many of the bearers who come here arrive in this state?
So this is a Hideaway. I think this is all of the ancient civilization sort of architecture. This is Sid's base. Sid looks after bearers, magically gifted people who get marked.
Most pluck up the courage. They're already too far gone. These two here are the lucky ones. The name's Otto. You need anything? You ask me.
All right, mate.
Well, Otto, I do need some supplies.
Do you now?
Oh.
Then Lady Karen over there will be more than happy to help you.
Right.
She looks like a witch. Okay. I didn't care much for you, Otto. Right, meeting Lady Sharon. Otto gives me pervert vibes. Yeah, he's insidious.
Supplies for my journey to Lost Wing.
Oh, she's got
So somebody
heterochromia.
could provide them.
What's that? Does the newcomer think it proper to make demands of a poor old matron before even introducing himself?
All right, love.
It's Clive.
Well, Clive, I hear that dog is yours. Since he followed Sid home one night, I've seen to it that his chin's rubbed and his belly fed. Though I suppose that's your job now. Unless you lose him again.
We lose Torgal?
Not again.
Oh.
Thank you for watching him.
So,
Oh, we
you gonna
lose the
buy
book.
something? What? You didn't think I'd shower your lordship with my hard-won wares while you swagger about with a pocket full of gil?
Why are you being so mean, Sharon?
Lad. Now, let's see some coin.
Jesus Christ. Does this woman want any business? Could you imagine popping into a 7-Eleven? Or your local store? And you get that much
Me blind, you know.
jip. So there's any there's any descriptions? Trained soldier, a choice for armies across the twins. It also doesn't hurt that the pig iron blades are extremely simple and inexpensive to forge. Okay, it's just a bunch of trash.
That's all.
Why, you've barely a guilty name.
That's gonna be me. I'm going to be broke
You're
in
taking his
16.
side now. And after all I've done for you. All right. All right, I can make an exception.
Why don't you just
But just this
back off?
once, mind. My stores are getting cluttered and I need to make room for the next shipment.
Thank you.
Need to make
Thank
room for
me.
shipment.
Thank your dog.
Bite a Torgal. Why does losing Torgal sound like a red flag? It's a what do you call it? Where something alludes to something that happens later down the line. What's that called? Red herring, no. Premonition, no. Torgal's done. I like Sharon. Sharon the Karen. Foreshadowing. Yeah, that's it. I couldn't even remember foreshadowing. I haven't eaten this morning. I feel very woozy. I'm going to go eat a pomegranate. Well, Sharon wouldn't be getting any more business. We heard that there's a spoony bard. We heard that there's a spoony bard. Yeah, apparently this bard, whoever does the singing, I think they improvised the songs and they ended up liking it so much that they had that bard do it across, or they then got voices to do it across all the languages. There was something very hype coming out about this bard.
When lightning struck, his yoke did break, his life his own again. With thunder's roll, he knew his fate.
Bloody hell, Clive, go listen to the man. God damn it. He's very spoony indeed. where the heart is? No. Oh. Was there any anything significant? I don't know if anyone else suffers with this, but when you guys listen to songs, can you actually pick out the words like first go? I don't know what it is. I've never been able to, ever, with any song.
His yoke did break, his life his own again. With thunder's roll, he knew his fate.
Okay. Clive has no taste.
You all right?
Come on, Clive. He was dropping beats for you. First expedition. Woof! Woof! Woof!
That there is a fine hound. Soon took to hunting. Fearless as you like.
It's good to have you back, Torgal.
He's such a good boy.
You don't want to be caught in the forest.
Love these forestry environments.
I suppose not.
Very nice. Very cool. Attacking enemy mobs. I feel like I should probably have gone for that video that just put them all together. Worgen, right, what have we got? We got Phoenix Shift at this point. We gained anything else? Don't think so. Sick Hill Ravage. Come on, let's see some juicy combos. Battle music is banging. Very 14-esque.
We still have a way to go.
Very cool. Pretty basic combos though. We've seen all of that, so that's probably early days. Attacking enemy mobs. Number 2.
Let's try and stay out of its path.
Sunleth Waterscape, eat your heart out.
Remember when I said there'd be deadly beasts? Well, the shrubs in these parts aren't much better.
And you only think to mention this now.
Very cool air juggles.
Keep your distance, boy.
So, looking at this combat, how good do you think you guys are going to be at it? Do you look at this and you're like, yeah, man, this is going to be right up my alley. These be the kind of games I'm pretty swank at Devil May Cry combat? Or who thinks you're going to kind of suck a bit of booty at first? I think I'm going to be fucking phenomenal from start to finish. I'm going to blow everyone's mind out and pretty much do world first on this game. And I actually mean the complete opposite to all of that. I think I'm going to be pretty derp at first. You can tell it's DMC inspired. Well, it's oh god, what's his name? I keep forgetting the director's name. Roku. Rengoku. Rengoku was the guy who made the combat system. No. That's DMC, the best boy. It is Ryuta Suzuki. Ryuta Suzuki. Ryuta Sasuke. Suzuki. Sasuke. Oh, Suzuki. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Fafnir. Is it Fafnir? Wasn't that a dragon in Norse? The one that was a dwarf that took gold and then became a big old beastie. Woohoo. Okay, is that what you're showing? Very cool. Go on, are you going to show us a bit of that? Nice! Fafnir Battle 1 and 2, although that's coming later. Attacking enemy mobs. Oh my god, they've got like 9-second and 11-second clips. Come on. You know what? I'm gonna go to the 20-minute video. Has anyone got a link to it? I'm kind of getting trailers. The one that somebody's compiled. Just get to released today. Come on, all of it put together. Is that the demo gameplay? Yeah. Is this all of it?
Te voy a explicar lo que un inversor
I made
the best way.
Keep clear of its maw, my lord.
Yeah, we'll go from here. Yeah, it's fucking Gamatsu that's done it. Quality on this isn't as good though. Oh no, let's go 2160. That's better. Nice. Yeah, Gamatsu just be they'd be click farming. CG Inferno 1 is better. This looks pretty. This looks decent enough. I'll stick with this. Is it in Japanese? Will you guys be playing this in Japanese or in English? What's going to be your language choice?
Upstream and we'll be in Lost Wing in no time.
In no time.
Got a bit of meteorite. There's a meteor in this game, mayhaps. Right, Fafnir fight. More ancient civilization architecture. There's a lot of it. Yeehaw! Yeah, big beast.
You'd better hope so.
Let's go.
Shouldn't take too long.
So much for your shortcut.
Still short.
English for Ben Starr.
It's quick, but it'll be a damn sight quicker if you run.
Most everyone playing English. I know Krolok's
exactly.
Krolok's going Japanese. Woo! Do we know any of the other VAs in this game besides Ben Starr? We know Sid's one. He was that Game of Thrones guy. Was it the Iron Kingdom or the Iron Islands? One of the Iron Islanders. Whoa! Oh snap! Oh, damn, that was a quick kill. That must be on easy noob mode. Sorry. Now I've just had about 50 people unsubscribe. Every single time I've ever said noob mode during one of these streams, like for the accessories, I've lost subscribers. I have had comments. Every time I've made that remark, people leave comments. Right, I'm done. I'm leaving the channel. Good luck, Pez. I'm leaving. I'm leaving, mate. It's not an airport, mate. You can just go. Why does this word keep coming up? I've only just heard this word. Leitmotif. Leitmotif. This is where a particular kind of melody gets reconfigured and it gets woven into other songs to create that sort of baseline sort of essence of a particular game or piece. Is that what leitmotif is? Like a recurring type of melody. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's lovely. Make for Martha's Rest. Oh man, that's so nice. That is so nice. Don't pronounce the T. Leet Moif. Or neither T's. Lee Moif. Lee Moif. Leet Moif. Lee Motif? The fantasy is back! The fantasy that shall never be final. Oh, that had a beautiful swell. Goosebumps!
They never finished building the bridge then.
After what happened at Phoenix Gate, it didn't seem the highest priority.
That's such a beautiful song. I like that theme.
Oi,
Whew.
stop and give...
Gave me tingles.
Here, you couldn't give me an hand, could you?
Yeah! Go on, mate.
Bearer, just when I thought my luck had changed.
That's discrimination, you little bastard.
Still than an empty hand, I suppose.
Screw you!
To use another man's branded. Here, you understand me, don't you? I need your help.
Slap him. Just bitch slap him, Clive. Just
my cargo, and now they've got me surrounded.
Just backhand him.
As it was. I've got something special needs delivering before the rest, but I dare not leave my cart untended.
I'll deliver a can of rupass
Run
in
it up to
your
Martha's Rest for me, could you?
smarmy face.
Fine.
Time to piss off.
That's the spirit. All right. Here. You hand that to the stable master and no one else. I'm owed a little something for it. If he gives it to you, pass it along to your master.
It says something about this guy's character that even chocobos hate him.
And don't go taking any detours on the way.
That's the true mark of a butthole. What a bird... what a bird wants. Oh, damn, them heels. Ooh, they're so nicely detailed. Like they've really got the like distance, like rendering. Very nice. Ooh, look at that. Look at. Ooh, I just came from a trip in a region that looks very much like this. Yeah, well, one of the days I came into a valley just like this, and I was at the base of a hill, just like here. I would say it's just the same kind of layout, gradient. Me and Bree, we pushed our wee little bikes up here. There was a bunch of sheep around here. I got harassed by a Shetland pony. He sniffed my panniers out. I think he was going for me apples. We pushed up here. We got to this. Can you actually see my mouse, guys? Is my mouse even showing? I got to this sort of section and I was like, we should camp up here. We shouldn't press on any further. Bree was like, no, further. There'll be a better spot yond horizon. So we pushed on. And it got steeper and steeper, and then we ended up going at the tippy top. I don't see it. Okay, you can't see my mouse. Oh, that's embarrassing then. And we got to the top, and there was no better spot. I almost got blown off the edge of a mountain, but god damn, were the views beautiful in the morning. Opening your tent, peeking out some Titan peaks. Sun shining through. Smell of a brew. Get some noodles going for the morning. Spicy ramen noodles. First thing in the morning. Yum, yum, yum. It's a good time. I'll share the videos of that trip sometime. Yeah, seems my ass ain't showing. Okay. I don't know what it is. What is it? Is it just the detail? Is it the graphical fidelity? Is it the density, the linear environment? Like some of these environments, they're not like packed with loads of stuff, but they feel rich. I don't know what it is. Every environment we've been in with 16 has this feeling of richness to it that I'm Trying to attribute to what it is. Maybe this is a culmination of things, but I get such a feeling of wonderment in even some of the most basic environments. Okay, we've got kind of like a bridge up on the top left, ancient civilization tech, and then some more medieval.
With Photo Vibrance, you can transform any photo.
The music is so nice.
In just a few clicks.
Oh my. And people are going to talk in Brit after playing 16. Goblin mugger. Goblins. Yeah, so we got Gerudo at this point. A little pull in. Nice. I really want this. That almost looks like for like to the Harry Potter one. Was it Ron who stuck his wand up its nose? Almost identical. I hope I get murked by that thing. When we first come across it, I want it to be like, you know, in Sekiro, who was the giant with the board around his head? Ogre. Everyone remember getting willy whacked by Ogre in Sekiro? I hope I die at least 10 times. In terms of a brutalizing experience, what are you guys all personally after? Out of 10. 10 being an absolute full booty, bum cheek, clap, clap, what, spank, 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 over my knee, boom. I think I'd be up for a 10, to be honest. A 9 or a 10, I'm pretty masochist. Oh, all about a booty spank. Clive just phoenixed him up the ass. God, Clive is so erratic in combat. He's just like a little feral imp. He's all over it. You've just got Jill there, just like looking for an opening. She don't know when to participate. You want a 10. There's a few people who want some 10s. Next, just want a 7. A 7. A bit of difficulty, but nothing that staggers your pacing too much. That is a good pause. Looks like Grom the Paunch. Oh no, Grom. Oh, Gygus. I know those ears, man. That's really freaking cool. But look at those nip. Look at the bloody nip. Right, so we've got the stagger. So the stagger meters. Right. Once the meter fills all the damage that you did, then gets dropped on. Okay, yeah, this Gygus is pretty tough. This is a freaking cool mob now. Big wind up. Spin to win. Nice. That's going to take some swifty evasion. Ooh! This looks so fun. Where did he tether that to? His nose? His nose hole? Come on, Jill, get in there. Oh, I want to see you go, girl.
Keep your distance, boy.
Right, was that? Okay, those are commands being issued. It's pretty cool. This guy, because his club has got like other little weapons embedded into it.
Too slow.
Are they going to make the dodges this time?
Not this time.
Oh my god! How many spins is this motherfucker getting? Woo! Damn, this is good. Yeah, there's a lot of jiggle on this giggle. Got to say, after 6 months in Asia and then being back at my twin's house, she's like a master chef, I've got myself a bit of Geiger's jiggle going on myself. Anyone else rocking some Geiger's jiggle? It's a good thing that Mexican and South American food isn't my favourite. Hopefully I can go from being Gygus just back to being scrawny goblin. I'd rather go back to my Dobby physique. Pez turning into Wedge. This dude looks too spongy. Wait, in terms of how much damage he's taking, or you want the fight to go on longer, or how do you mean by spongy? Because it's just a mini boss, right? So, and we also don't know what difficulty they're rocking on, or how pumped their gear is. I mean, typically at this stage, guys, I mean, I don't know if you do this with all games or you play Final Fantasy games different. How are you guys going to run it? Are you going to kind of farm up pretty early on? Do you like to stay ahead of the curve in terms of your leveling, or do you like to go wading in a little bit under-geared, a little bit under-leveled? I don't know. I know for a fact I will not intentionally like deviate to pump myself. It's going to be my main form of playing, which does worry me about the hunts, because I do love hunts in 12. That was one of the first activities that I kind of got lost in, and it got me way too pumped. And also 13-2. 13-2, I got way too deep in the what, they weren't hunts, what were they? Things you could go up and down the timeline, fighting and shit. And then when I got to the time Bahamut's, I just slapped them. Pez, you should play the Gollum game. I'd rather choke my Deagle out than play that thing. Level 100 before the first time skip. That's your strat. I learned my lesson in 15 getting OP too early. Did ya? It takes away some of the fun. For me, at least. But some people love that. The early... You on the early grind, Shadow. LR has the best combat of the franchise. Big statement. Big. For me, it's going to be between Type 0 and 10-2. I know. What's your answer, guys? Best combat system in the entire series. Subjective. Not that I think there is an objective answer. They're putting some nice combos right now. Oh, damn. I was not expecting that kind of... whoever put this sequence together, they knew how to make it sexy. Let's go back. Look at some of this juggling going on. Little toggle flap, phoenix, schwang, jump up, juggle, switch, dive back in. Yeah, bam, bam, tap, tap, fire, boom, boom. He'll finish. Very nice. No use of even Garuda. They're just showing off pure Phoenix combos. Oh! Put it back up. Tapped it away. Ooh! Woohoo! Oh me, oh my. That was sexy. I'm terrible at combos. I know this game is going to frustrate me, because now that I've seen, and I will see some of the combinations you can do, I'm going to try to change stuff, and it's going to be a mess. I've never been good with chaining combos. 7 Remake. Oh, yeah, 7 Remake's combat was solid. I love how many people are saying 7 Remake is the best combat system. 13 for sure. I do love 13. Yeah, Type 0 15. Best combats. Imagine that combo was with one icon. Imagine multi-icon combos. Yeah, the mind boggles what you're going to be able to do. Yeah, you're only going to have 3 icons at any given moment, but it'll probably be bananas what you can do. Big ol'. I had some of that. I was this guy this morning. Here we go. Here we go. Oh! Oh! Damn, that was such a sexy dash out. Woo!
Don't let them get away.
Damn. That was cool.
Not this time.
Yeehaw. Very cool. Man, I really want to see more besides just Phoenix and Garuda. Like, we saw a bit of Rama, a bit more Rama in some of the last content. Rama actually looks pretty fun. I think the Bahamut stance is going to be the swankiest for me. I know. Any early stances that you are liking, guys? Oh, the Garuda Claw. That Garuda Claw just... It's very... Like, you can air dance a lot, but it doesn't look too floaty. I like this. It hasn't got the excessive floatiness of, say, KH3. Torgal just getting kicked in the face. Is it just me, or is Jill doing barely fuck all? Ah, this is all the first 4 hours of the game. Makes sense. Wait, so is that what the preview has been? People have been able to play the first 4 hours? Like, the total 4 hours? Including all of the scenes, or is it just... They wouldn't be able to, yeah, they won't be giving you the opening and stuff. And it'll still be like a cut up part of the first 4 hours. I'm really excited for seeing the opening of 16. I hope it becomes the best opening. I think as it stands now, Final Fantasy... Either, again, Final Fantasy 8 or Type
There's no
0.
such thing as a good or bad memory.
Okay, I can assure you I have some bad memories. You'll go and sit there and tell me that at the time I went to pee in kindergarten and I accidentally pissed up the kid's leg next to me, and then he went and told the whole class, and then the teacher yelled at me, and I was sat and shamed because I accidentally pissed up my fellow kindergartner's leg. You're telling me that's not a bad memory? Alright, bro. Alright. Yeah, for me, I think FF8 and Type 0 are the best openings in Final Fantasy today. I don't know what you think, but hopefully 16 takes it. We have arrived. Well, that was juicy. That was cool. Not much. Pez, what the fuck? Hey, I was young, man. I was kindergarten. What are you shaming me for? Why shaming me, Jake? You're bringing back my trauma, man. You're bringing back my childhood trauma. Yeah, Elijah and Conan's reaction on how to be Adamanthus boss is the best part. Clueless Gamer. Yeah, I remember that. They totally got that wrong. They said it was going to take like 24 hours to fight this thing. And Conan didn't think that they meant in-game time. He was like, why? Why would you do that? Right, so there's some interviews floating around, right? But yeah, that's a really cool showing. Everything always be looking good with this game. Was there a particular website that these interviews were on? Final Fantasy 16 interview. There we go. Here's this. It's going to be a good page. Quickly tell you about, are you going to stream the PlayStation Showcase on Wednesday? Do you guys know what time that is? EST time? Either way, the answer is going to be absolute and totally. The fact that Night Sky's given me just a tiny morsel of potentiality that 7 Rebirth could be at it. Yes. Yes, for sure. Wait. What are these interviews, James? Mr. Litz, where you at? Hombre. Also, this is the I'm going to be streaming Final Fantasy 16 here on this channel rather than Final Fantasy Peasant. It's 4 p.m. EST. While we're quickly waiting for going to these interviews, does anyone want to be a mod? Or if you guys nominate anyone, or you think there's someone here who'd be like really decent mods, I think we need a few more. Just in advance when 16 days come. Maybe some spoilers and stuff start slipping through. Has 16 been leaked yet? Was there a leak? I'm totally leak free, but I'm wondering how much is going to be leaked. And also, is it all going to be global release or certain countries getting it early? Either way, there's going to be risks of spoilers over the next month, I'm sure, at some point. So, isn't Kyrix a mod on Full Fantasy? Yes, indeed. Arise, Kyrix! Continue your duty. Keep us safe. Keep the spoiler secret. Mr. Litz, yeah, go on, you litty man. Come on, mod. Our icons were inspired by Yoshida-san imagining crushing convention goers. Eh? What, when Hugo was just barreling through, squishing everything? We spoke to Yoshida, Koji Fox. Someone's been to Stable 16. He had to visit multiple booths at the event because of cross promotions, and honestly found it tricky to navigate his way from one booth due to the large crowds. I look up and Square Enix has these giant floating chocobos and giant moogles, he tells me. I look at that and I think, if I was that big, I could transform into an icon myself. Everyone would see me and they get frightened and run away. I'd be able to take 2 steps and I'd be at the booth. How easy would that be? That's how this man's mind works. That's how we got kaiju scaled icons. How easy would it be? I thought it'd be a cool game idea. If you have me transforming into an icon, then you can tell my story, the icon story. Then you can learn about struggles and what drives them. Icons are here because of crushing convention weebs. Oh, man. Nice difference between Titan and Shiva. Oh, I find that so cool. It's so cool. Yoshida kept the idea in the back of his mind, hoping one day he'd be able to use it in a game, either that was 14 or something else. He quickly adds one laugh. And just to be clear, it's not that I want to become Ifrit and burn away all the fans. Alright. Stop. Watch any new trailer mean. Decent interview here. Right. It's on Patreon? Whose Patreon is this? Oh, Easy Allies. Okay, yeah, we'll check this out. Shaping the tone of Valicia. I was pleased to give the opportunity to travel to London, play the first several hours, share our thoughts on what we played so far. So Daniel says, first of all, I'll just say, wow, I'm having a good time with it, like my colleagues 14. So I've been looking forward to this project. Thank you. The invitation describes it as a historic moment. Just going to go to the questions. Is that always a goal for Final Fantasy? Or is that something that you had a specific direction vision for the game? Okay, this is a lot. Maybe I should just read it all. Described as a historic moment, but for video games as a whole. Is that always a goal? Make it a historic moment. So Yoshida says, we hadn't heard about what it said about changing history. That's definitely somebody using a bit of hyperbole. I can't believe I just said hyperbole. Hyperbole! Oh, come on, Yoshida, you're being modest. 16 is going to change everything. Not just Final 16, but for Creative Business Unit 3 as a whole. Our kind of motto is to create a game that we as developers would enjoy. Are you able to see this Safari page, guys, with this interview? Is this showing up? Kind of cutting it off at points, but let me trim this down so you guys can actually read it with me. Some of you might find it easier that way. Like that. Right. Final Fantasy in the past has had a gay character. I don't remember quite. So Fang and Vanille almost absolutely, most definitely were a gay couple. Oh no, I'm on the other page. Oh yeah, this is the other. Yeah. Okay, well I'll just read this to you guys. Hopefully I can sound coherent. Not just Final Fantasy 16, but Peasant 3 as a whole. Our kind of motives to create a game that developers would enjoy playing while keeping the project in the black. And because Final Fantasy 16 is not just a solo project, it comes in a series where you have 1 to 15. You kind of have to look back on what came before when approaching development. And looking back at the most recent Final Fantasy 15 to see what they did right and what they did wrong, well, there's a lot of things that people enjoyed about 15. There's also people that were upset and it wasn't a complete story. Woo! Poo, 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 poo. Shots fired! Shots fired! Shit! God damn! It's true, but also or that they were promised certain things that ended up being cancelled. And we wanted to make sure that we cover those in 16. As in, we were going to focus on telling a complete story from beginning to end and not make those same mistakes as 15 did. It's already down, Yoshida. It's already down. God. It's already... I was going to say dead. It's not dead. And not just having a story that's from beginning to end, but also a story that's going to resonate with all types of players. The older players like me, but also younger players, to have something that players are going to be able to understand and have fun. See, I don't necessarily care if I don't understand a Final Fantasy game. On my first playthrough. In fact, I typically like it when there's a lot I don't understand. I hope Yoshida gets that balance right. Like for me, what makes Final Fantasy rich... Oh, John Dove, heading to bed. Thank you, mate. Take it easy. What makes Final Fantasy more exciting is when there is exploration after. Oh, I do love that. Hopefully 16 has some of that. Want to create something that I enjoy, but also a lot of people can enjoy just as a natural decision. Then tying up all of that into this very thrilling experience of focusing on having no load times, having the action and the cutscenes and the story all kind of tied together seamlessly and just flow together without any breaks in it to be able to bring excitement back to the series. Okay, next question. For such an ambitious title from the outside looking in, it felt like the production went very smoothly. The team laugh. From when we found out about the game and even now, after it's gone gold sometime before launch, whereas I feel like with some of the past Final Fantasy titles over a couple of decades, we'll find out very early and then keep wondering, when is it coming? When is it coming? So was that the case from a production standpoint, that things went more according to plan, or was it a more pointed decision to wait to market it until it's ready? That's a very good question. Yoshida says to the team, we're going to ask, was it smooth? So Yoshida asks his team, was it smooth? Everyone laughs. Hiroshi Minagawa says no. He yells no. Yoshida, to tell the truth, Minagawa-san here wasn't even on the original project. He wasn't scheduled to be a member, and we just had so many problems early on that it was like, okay, Minagawa-san, we kind of need your help with this. He was on Final Fantasy 14. Can you have him leave 14 to come to Final Fantasy 16? Okay, so some ban or mod Bree. I don't know. She can be a bit of a rascal. She can be a bit of a rapscallion. Oh no. Put moderated power in her hands and could go to a green head. Do you want to be a mod, darling? Are you even here? Is she out there? Is my sweet there? Make a Bria mod on here now. Oh. That's right. I can use that as relationship ammunition. If I want a breakfast bagel or something, she doesn't want to make it. I'll say, oh, make me a breakfast bagel and I'll make you a mod. I'm going to use it as relationship ammunition. Minagawa, his response is, and it wasn't just me as well. As we continued on, we realized that there were a lot of things that needed to be solved. It wasn't going smoothly. So next it was up to me to go to the 14 team and say, okay, I know that you can do this. I need to borrow you. I know that you can do this. I need to borrow you. Damn, he said it twice, that emphatically. And so I started headhunting all of these people from 14 to solve the problems from 16, to the point where Final Fantasy 16 was like, Yoshida-san, you can't take all of these people. We need them as well. Additional note from Minagawa: when I and a few others moved to 16 from 14, all our successors have been trained up well into talented members of the team, and we felt confident about entrusting that work of 14 to them. 14 is, of course, very important to us, so we made sure that we didn't take so many people that it would have an impact on 14. Okay. Yoshida says, but again, this kind of trouble is pretty much expected. Projects never go the way you expect, especially when dealing with a project with new technology and a new type of game design. That said, things like having to rewrite the entire script or having to change directors halfway into the project. Things that affect the core. We didn't have any of those problems. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Fuck. Oh, my word. To hear Yoshida say, just put it this bluntly. I do like this bluntness about Yoshida. I mean, again, he was the one who, when they asked what they could do with 14, he did say, burn it to the ground. Man, Yoshida knows sugarcoat shit. God damn. But yeah, changing the director halfway into the project or rewriting the entire script. We didn't have any of those problems. Oh my god. Like you said, regarding the decision to not release too much information, I had felt that same way as well. That is, Final Fantasy games seems to announce themselves way too early. Yes. Yes. God damn. I love this man. For some reason, that style of just showing a title, showing a CG trailer really, really early, I never understood this because you don't have anything else to show for a long time. Especially in this day and age when there's so much other content out there, people can't wait or don't want to wait, or they just grow tired of it quickly if there's not the constant source of information. So we wanted to time our releases better, only show information when we had information, and do not do it too early. Make sure that if we have it, show it. And then maybe there's going to be a period where we don't talk about it, but try to keep that short and make sure there's information out there to keep players interested and engaged. It's pretty bloody obvious, isn't it? Pretty obvious. I wasn't really that on with 13. Did 13 get shown way too early? Obviously, yeah, 7 Remake. Absolutely did. Jesus. What, 2015? In 2015, 16. Either way, goddamn. Right, I suppose it was better than 15. You know, they showed it 10 years before release. And then what? 7 Remake was 4 years before. My timeline might be all messed up, but it has made a big difference. 16's release. Nomura's a character designer. I don't know why they made him director. Those two are very different. Braska, I have said this a million times, and I have had Kingdom Hearts fans come and take big fat shits down my throat for it when I've come out and I've said Nomura is a creative director, not a directive director. Director. Those are different things. He is talented at one and not so much at the other. And they've said, oh, Piers, why are you being mean to Nomura? He's a great director. You don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about. Nomura himself has said it. It came out of the horse's mouth. He said like in terms of balancing people, balancing all the other things with the director, he's not that skilled at it. Obviously, KH is just a different project where he could just let his creativity go nuts. So it kind of made sense that he could direct it. But he ain't director on 7 Remake or on KH4. I mean, maybe on KH4 he's still director, but not 7 Remake. That's Katase. Wait, who swears? Nora complains about a lot. That being announced to being on another team in public, that being informed by management. But he still swears he's not salty about it. Nomura definitely has a little bit of thought in some areas, of course, and he deserves to. He does deserve to in some areas. Yeah, him being fully in charge is shaky. And that's the thing, that's why I'm loving the 7 Remake situation, because Katase, he is that director. That is where he thrives. In fact, I did this video back in the day ranking all of the Final Fantasy directors based on the games they created, and Katase came out on top. The guy who obviously made Base 14, can't remember his name, he was way at the bottom. Obviously the Gooch was there. Tabata didn't do too bad either. That was a pretty good video. So yeah, where were we? Right, next question. So this is clearly a much darker game with more blood and more emphasis on warfare, and the way that everybody looks and is designed is kind of darker, more grounded direction. Is there any particular reason that you opted to go for that take and lens on Final Fantasy this time around? Does it have to do with how Final Fantasy evolved, has shifted in the past few years? Yoshida's going to say it's because we're all getting old. So Yudi says, yeah, you mentioned that fantasy's kind of taken this turn into more realistic type of fantasy. And because we're business and that's what sells right now, it was natural for us to gravitate in that direction. There's another reason why we gravitate this kind of darker, more realistic type of feel, and that's just because the tech is getting so great that it feels real. Because what we've created with that tech is going to feel real. That line between CG and actual acting is getting to the point where you can't tell anymore. Up until now, for example, if a movie wanted to have someone bleed, you'd have a little pack of blood and you'd puncture that and blood comes out. But now CG has gotten to the point where you can do that all in CG and it feels like you're actually watching it. That's the same for video games as well. The technology has created this environment where you can take something that's very, very real. And when you have a story that's all about warfare, to create that environment where the graphics are going to make it real, you're going to get that type of realism that you couldn't before. Now, if you try to move the camera away from that, not show the blood or not show an arrow sticking in someone, the whole scene is going to... it's not going to feel real anymore. It's going to end up feeling cheap. So we have to show those things to have that real feeling of actual warfare there. Because in a war, if you're going to, if you show no one dying, you show no one getting their arms cut off, then you're going to be like, that's not a war, and it cheapens the whole thing. And I'm only with Final Fantasy 16. While it's a very dark story, the end game is about giving players hope. It's about hope. And to make that more powerful, you can't run away from the dark. You have to show the dark side of humanity because that accentuates the light in the world as well. Yeah, I mean, I made a video saying that could we go M-rated with our next Final Fantasy like years ago. Wait, did you say FF Union's in the house? Hombres? Are they there? Yo, what up, guys? Hope you're enjoying the trailer drop. It is so succulent. It is so freaking succulent. That opening little cutscene with that war, the Battle of the Twin Realms. That was so freaking cool. FF Union. Absolute legends. I love these people. Yeah, I got to say, yeah, I was really hoping this is the direction they'll take Final Fantasy, but now that we're getting it, I can already tell once I played Final Fantasy, I'm going to shift. I'm going to shift and I'll be like, let's go back to something fun, light-hearted, that kind of Final Fantasy. Do you think that's going to be the case with you guys? Would you think after 16, obviously it's hard to tell, but are you going to want another M-rated after this again? Would you think that... I just think that the contrast is what is really, really nice in Final Fantasy, having both tonalities, and obviously 7 Remake sits somewhere in the middle between dark and gritty, of which I think we're going to get even more dark and gritty now that obviously episode Yuffie has introduced blood, and you know that's going to definitely carry on with Rebirth, and the next section of the Final Fantasy story is way, way darker. It's a much darker section than the opening, so I feel like 7 Rebirth is going to be way darker for those combinations of reasons, which that makes me think they need to do a light-hearted one. And you're not going to get that with a new Tactics game. Tactics is dark. You can't switch that up. Gritty political tonality. So that's where it comes down to either World of Final Fantasy 2, Final Fantasy X-3, or that 9 remake, man. That would be such a great tone shift. That will, I think, satisfy a broad base of. I think Rebirth will get an M rating. I think it's highly possible, to be honest. What did they give for episode Yuffie? Did they have to bump that up to M? They did they? I think maybe Rebirth could just skirt below the M rating, like as long as the blood is little and not too often used. I think they could get away with it without bumping the age rating up. Not that, I mean, who the hell ever listens to age ratings now anyway? I don't know. Any of you got kids? Do you obey the age ratings of the media that you let your kids consume, or are you a bit of a naughty parent? Did you just hear that motorbike go past? I'm wondering if you're actually getting all of that background noise. Yuffie was still T. Yeah. Which is what I think they're going to continue doing. Why could Tate stop being the main director after Final Fantasy X? I think it's just the role he naturally fell into. He just became more of a kind of a project manager, I guess. Which I would kind of call a main director. I don't know. He's just better at putting teams together and managing them. Anyway, next question. Since Final Fantasy is more focused on Clive as basically the only playable character, how did that influence his visual design and how you wanted players to resonate with him on that level, stand out among other protagonists? Minagawa answers, so visually when designing Clive, we didn't really focus a lot on the design of heroes from past Final Fantasy. It was more that we looked into the heroes of past action games. When we had this image of what Clive wanted to be, with that image, there was a lot of black involved. His clothes being black, mantle being black. The problem with black, though, is that it can really blend in with the backgrounds. So I was trying to figure out a way to make sure that Clive didn't get lost in the backgrounds, but still maintain that design we want to go with. Then it comes down to making Clive look cool. And when he's doing his actions and doing all these inhuman kind of actions on the battlefield, the problem with that is that a lot of times a regular human doesn't look as cool doing those kind of things. So you have to use a little bit of deformation of the character to make it look cooler. I get that. The problem then, once you start deforming him in that sense, is that when you put them back into a cutscene, his arms or fingers are longer than normal because you designed those for the action parts. Then it looks strange. So it's having to find that balance for design that works both in the cutscenes but also for the action. Okay. So you'd have to make the fingers and the hands more accentuated when it's in the combat to see that, and then we'll translate to the cutscenes. Interesting. Ken Yoshi P. Also, as long as they don't retread weird purple goo from the end of FS7R, yeah, the weird purple goo was. I mean, well, that's Genova blood. So Yoshida's answer to that. Then the other thing, because it's a Final Fantasy character, is that you always have to worry about the hair. Final Fantasy kind of hair. Final Fantasy 16 and Clive's hair, we didn't want to do something that was so crazy. Minagawa. Although there was one time that we did experiment with Clive having blonde hair, though. Yoshida, no, that's not going to work. Yeah, Clive would look weird blonde. Yeah, Cloud Strife was going to be black-haired originally, right? Yoshida says the thing that it all came back to was that we want to tell a story that felt real, and Clive is the person that exists in this world of Valistia. I keep saying that wrong, it's Valistia. There's an argument to be made that a hero should stand out because he's a hero, right? But we didn't want him to stand out like that because that's not who Clive is. Clive is a part of this world. So by not doing something too crazy with his looks and too crazy with his hair, it makes it feel like his character fits in with everyone in the rest of the world. That's very important. And, you know, focus on things like Clive is a hero, yes. But like we said before, he's troubled, he's broken, he grows. We don't want players to be distracted. We want them to focus on growth instead of hair. Yes. I like this. With a focus on drawing the summons, the icons in this game, in such a big dramatic way, are there any historical Final Fantasy summons that you wish made the cut but didn't fit into the story in this world? So we've had this question before. He did hint, I think, that there were a few ones that were going to be in it that got cut. He then also kind of danced around the answer. He danced around the answer that they could only do a certain number and that there was going to be some ones, but he couldn't talk about it. And now, when I put that together in my head and I think about the mystery of Leviathan, do you think that's what they meant? Like, just yay or nay, guys. Is Leviathan, in your speculation, pure speculation, going to be in this game? Have they kept it under bloody wraps so well? Because obviously we have Leviathan on the box art and we have it on the cosmogony, but we don't have Leviathan pins and the like merchandise unless they took that out. Personally, I'm leaning towards, I think Leviathan's gonna be gone. It's gonna be messing up the oceans. Will there be some sort of return? Whoops to knows. Anyway, that's Yoshida's answer. That's a difficult question. One of the concepts for 16, deciding that we were going to focus on the icons, was going back and looking at what icons we had to draw from, but also looking at the audience that was going to play in 16. That you would have players that maybe had only played 1, 2, and 3 and stopped playing the series. That's no one. That's no one in the history of ever has only played 1, 2, or 3. I would love to find that person. Maybe if they died just after 3, but no current living person has only ever played 1, 2, and 3 and stopped. Or players that maybe started from 7 and hadn't played the old ones. Yeah, that's more like most people. And more, or maybe even what we see a lot now. What entry did you guys start at? I mean, I've still not played 1, 2, or 3. I've played like an hour of 3, so I've not even touched those. Although I'd like to think that playing Strangers of Paradise means I've played 1. Does that count? I feel like that counts. But yeah, I started at 7, but it was around about the era of 10. So, damn, you started at 11. First thing I played was 4. No way does that count. It absolutely counts. I've played 1. Paul Regalia, hello mate. Where have you been? Up mountains and in Colombia. 32 was my first. Hi Riggs. What? Benny? I mean, I'm not going to judge you because I played 10-2 before 10. Worst mistake of my life. 13-2 was your first. God damn. I mean, that is perilous, mate. Perilous. Anyway, where was we? Now there's a lot of players who've only played 14, but we want to do summons that were iconic to the series, that no matter what other Final Fantasy you've played, you're going to recognise by most people. And so thinking back to what's the icon that always comes out first, it's Ifrit. And so we start with Ifrit, and then moving on there. Yeah, Rama's always there. Garuda's always there. Garuda always there? Garuda hasn't been in that many. Am I tripping nuts? There's no Garuda in 7, right? There's no Garuda in 8. Or no. What? Garuda is a pretty niche one. Shiva's always there. Bahamut's always there. How many... I'm going to look this up, actually. How many Final Fantasies has Garuda actually been in? Wait, there was a 7 Garuda? What the fuck was that? Oh, yeah, it's an enemy. Yeah, just some random ass enemy. Fought in the Decheo statue. They don't count. Yep, just a regular and friendly enemy, just in 9. A nothing burger. Yeah, Garudas were nothing burgers in 10. Where's 11? One of the 8 celestial avatars. That sounds... Sleeping God. Well, that sounds pretty significant. The boss, 12. And yeah, a nothing burger in 13. Oh, what you're saying, Yoshi? Garuda's always there. He tripping. He's smoking some of that ether peace pipe. Hey, random girl. Bit early at the Nibble. Good to see you. Fusion. Hello. Welcome. Wait, has Bree left? Oh, she's left. She's left me. We believe that the ones we have in the game now are going to represent the ones that most of our fans are going to recognise, no matter what Final Fantasy they've played. However, personally, one that I really wanted to get in, but wasn't able to, would have been Alexander. But then we stopped and thought about it. Alexander's all about time and being able to reverse it. You can't have that in a game like this. Yeah, I mean, like, if Rosaria Castle came to life, some bizzle, like, Alexander is that kind of summon you kind of have to build plot around, kind of, unless you hope S-time. Yeah, that makes sense. Reverse time, and then it starts over again. But that's not something that would have worked with the game that we built. I didn't know that Alexander had to be a time reversal thing. Obviously, the 2 best Alexanders were Type Zeros and FF9s. Is FF9s Alexander anything to do with time? I don't know why he's made that association. Alexander has to be time. Minagawa-san, if you got to choose any summon that you wanted to put in, Minagawa says Arc from 9. Ooh, the one that's shaped like a plane. I like this. Koji Fox, for me, I would have loved to have Diablos in it, because I just love Diablos. It's my favourite. Yo, Diablos confirmed not in it. Holy shit, Koji is confirmed. So that creature thing that looks very Diablos in the box isn't Diablos. Ooh. Ooh. Oh my goodness. What is it? Just some sort of other demon then? Some other demonic type being? Yeah, I mean, you guys have seen the box art, right? Yeah. Gosh. Some other type of demon. I mean, obviously that thing must be... Because my theory was that this was some sort of merge between a Diablos but also Zodiac. Some sort of chaos, like another form of chaos. We've had so many different forms of chaos. And if you notice it, did it have a halo around it? 16 box art. Yeah, there we go. Diablos is out. Yeah, this. Because, yeah, if you look at this, it's got the halo. It's got some white wings beneath it. And that all just looked very Diablos, Hydaelyn-esque, you know, whatever this mother crystal, this mother deity that some Greeks worships, they've got a halo, the summon's got a halo, I've got this, you know, my whole running theory. So it made a lot of sense that, you know, an overbearing mother was stifling the world of Valisthea, and that Annabelle is overbearing on Joshua and stifling him, and that we'd get these reflections. And then, you know, obviously Zodiac comes along and boots, or doesn't boot the mother crystal out, obviously, because Zodiac's the bad boy in 14. But I was like, are they going to roll reverse? Are they going to make Clive the Zodiac, booting the mother crystal system out? You know? And to do that, does he essentially have to kind of become a Zodiac, you know, demonic, like, I thought Diablos-like creature? Because he's already an Ifrit, so he's already a demon. Would he, like, scale up? So this has to be chaos. Yeah, maybe. What if that's Zodiac? I really think it is. Like I said, I do think that 16 is a pseudo retelling of 14 with all the roles reversed. All the roles flipped up on their head. And, you know, I think that's also kind of cool if you think about how 14 works with icons. You've had like characters like Lakshmi and Asura who want to incense with ether. They gift their ether to their cults so that they gain favor and worship. And I really thought, and I still think, that the mother crystal, maybe it's just a saying more than a literal thing, but what if there is some like goddess that wants to incense the world? And just because there were gods, you know, when man fought the gods, and I was like, how did humans get the power of the icons? How did they get it? You know, was there one singular female god of all those collective of gods, if the gods are literal, that wanted to become the one deity? And therefore she gave ether to humans so that they could wield the power of the icons, so that they could fight the gods. And that's what we got in the cosmogony art. Cosmogony of the them fighting. And you know, in doing so, yeah, she's kind of enslaved this world. It all kind of checks out thematically, in my eyes. And what do you guys think? Do you think that there's going to be actual like gods in this, or do you think I mean, there has to be, right? Yes, it gave the power of the icons. It sounds like Lord of the Rings. In Before You show sprite named the goddess Eos. Man, if I'm getting Eos punked again, I've got to be so sweet. That freaking Eos stuff. They changed that story in 15. Eos was a deity. Like when they changed that statue was actually Arden's girlfriend. That was a bunch of bullshit, man. Bunch of boo. You go to the mountain range at Pitios and you see Eos's wings and Ifrit swords. What if they're purposely throwing us off track and Diablos is? It become juicy. They could be. So similar to 6, where the Warring Triad lent them power and creatures making them espers. Yes. This is what I think. And yeah, obviously there was cosmogony artwork when all of the deities went up against the gods. But yeah, that idea at least that a goddess deity gave ether to the planet is very backed up by Sambrique. You've got the goddess deity with a sword. There's a dragon. It looks like she's going to smite the dragon. You've got all that misty, which I think is like ether, sort of descending on the land. It's cool. Regardless, whichever way this goes, I just hope it's rich. I just hope we get some like Fabula Nova Crystallis levels of richness. They was watching your videos just to dispute your theories. It felt like that at times, man. It felt like that. Just to spite me. Anyway, could Cody Fox... I don't know. Could he be throwing us off? I doubt it. But I still think Clive's going to become a demon. I'm sticking to that at least. Again, there's a red dot up in the sky. In the 7 Jinn Kings... There was a story in Islamic tradition, in the Quran. There were 7 Jinn kings that ruled 7 nations. Each Jinn ruled a nation. We have 7 kingdoms in Final Fantasy 16. One of the kind of jinns that existed were Marids. Marids were giant-like creatures of kaiju scale that, while they had that much power, they were able to be manipulated by humans into their various whims. Does this not sound like 16? Now, of those 7 Jinn kings, one of them is the OG Ifrit. I can't remember his name. The OG main Ifrit. Iblis, that's it. Iblis. There's kind of dispute whether or not he was an Ifrit or just commanded legions of them. But Iblis was kind of the main demonic Jinn in the Islamic tale. And that story is, and he was the one who tempted Adam. He hated Adam in the story of Adam and Eve. That also exists in Islamic law. And he hated them because he saw them as just a disgusting form of the creator. The Christian version of that is Samael. Samael, he was there at the Garden of Eden. He was the one who tempted Eve and banged her and had twins. One of them was evil. One of them was called Cain. Well, he had a mark on his face, the mark of Cain. And this is so cool. This is so juicy. So you have those tales. And the Samael also, coincidentally, when you go to the 7 Jinn King story, Samael is listed on there as one of the archangels as part of one of the Jinn kingdoms. And its zodiac and planetary constellation is Mars. It's Mars. We have a red dot up in the sky in 16. It's like, I think that there's some sort of fall. And no, we've got the backdrop of 16 story is that there's a fall of man. And I just can't help but think that there's something in all of that and how Clive plays a role. Like, I could see it potentially as like Clive isn't going to become the demon himself. The Samael Ifrit Jinn figure in this that brings about the ruination of man. Although there's even argument about that in Christian and Islamic stories on whether or not Samael is actually bad. There's a lot that says he isn't, and that because I think he's the left hand of God, and Michael is the right hand, and they say that he basically does a necessary evil, and God loves him for it because he's what adds contrast to the world. So he's a necessary evil. And what's really cool about all of this, guys, all of this, that this Samael is going to be in 16 thematically, is that Samael's name translates to poisoner. Poison. Now think about that. Because Ifrit in this game has always been getting suppressed by who? The Iron Kingdom. And what do the Iron Kingdom believe about ether? They believe that it is a poison. So the idea that the Iron Kingdom, obviously things get changed over centuries and thousands of years of story retelling, but I think that the Iron Kingdom are right. I think that them trying to suppress and create this religious dogmatic society, it was a necessary, essential evil for keeping what they knew, or what they knew through passed down word of mouth that got changed. They knew they were keeping a much darker evil at bay. And I feel like when the attack on Rosaria happened, so humanity made a play for immortality, that's what unlocked what had always been locked away. And that's what Red Hooded Guy is. And that is essentially the Abel, that is the Cain. Clive is the Abel to the Cain in this story. But we're going to be seeing this evil through Clive, because he's attached to it. And what's really cool about the Cain and Abel story, I've said this before, you probably have heard me be saying this, is that Cain, he gets branded and he gets sent out into the wilderness, and he is escorted by a dog and a serpent. Dog and a serpent are the two things that are associated with Cain. We have Torgal, and we had, obviously, in that early... do we still have that little Midgard Soma thing? I feel like that's been an abandoned idea now. In that early artwork, we had Clive, and we had, the little Drake thing stood next to him. I feel like that's now gone. But either way, a serpentine figure, now switched to, Torgal. You have all of this... You have all of the themes there. Samael, aka Hellel, is the original name of Lucifer, and in Gnosticism is associated with the demiurge or Yaldabaoth. Yes, and Yaldabaoth was... he was born from a goddess, right, Yaldabaoth? But he came out serpentine and gross, and so she was horrified by him. And I can't help but feel like Robed Hooded Guy, is he potentially going to be a cast off fallen son of what other mother deity is? And therefore, because that's in some way infused into Clive, in his psyche, his consciousness, this is the power that he is also manifesting. This is part of what is motivating Clive to end the Mother Crystal's reign. It's actually a mother-son beef from some sort of dark Yaldabaoth demiurge backstory. Or obviously all of this will just be very loose. It's not going to be obvious, but I feel like this is somewhat of the direction. I know. What do you guys think? How does that all sound to you guys? Have you guys had any thoughts to this? I really want to explore more of the Greek side of things. There's been a fair few Greek references. The small wyvern. Yeah, the small wyvern's gone, seemingly. Yeah, I still think that as well. That Hooded Guy is a shadow self archetype. I get that as well. I think that's definitely somehow thematically tied in. I think that they are going to be separate things. Clive, this dude, the Iron Kingdom feels more like Grigori, aka the prison of fallen angels, and Satanael is the prince of the Grigori. I mean, it kind of makes sense that if the Iron Kingdom, which of course Rosaria shared the crystal with, that if the Mother Crystal's power is depleting, that if there was some sort of prison, even if it is similar to Dalamud up in the sky, that was a prison, right? If that, as that's eventually faded, that's what's allowed for it to break out. And also what's really cool about all of this is that it happens at the point of the Rosaria attack, which is Sambrique making a violent play over the powers of immortality. And that's actually very cool, because in the Islamic story it's much more direct, but that's kind of what happened, is that mankind were aspiring to be like God, and that's kind of when the devil stepped in, and that's kind of what his beef is he more or less wants to keep him in the mud. And that's what the temptation of the apple was, right? It was like a promise of not immortality, but I feel like, and I can't remember, I haven't got all my notes with me, but there was a lot about immortality and how whenever humans go for it, bad shit happens. I think one of the other stories that happens is the Ark of the Covenant. You've got the warring tribes of Israel, and it's obviously in the Ark of the Covenant, it was theorized that there was secrets of immortality was there, and if one tribe tried to make an attack on the Ark, then bad stuff would happen. So Joshua getting attacked, and this being the thing that is the catalyst to the emergence of the Dark Ifrit, the ultimate demon figure, Red Hooded Guy. Yes. Yes, very cool. Have we finished with this? There's more on Diablos. So Yoshida says, "Ooh, Diablos." I imagine he said it exactly like that. There was an idea early in development to have Ifrit kind of transform into Diablos somewhere in the game. But then it would have been too much like Devilman. So the idea was there. Hold up. I mean, if this game sells really well and we get a chance to make a sequel, maybe we could just cut out most of the story, just put in all of those different summons, and we don't really care what happens, just have a lot of different summons in there. Yo, that's very telling. That early in the game, there was an idea to have Ifrit turn into Diablos. And this is very cool, considering that in FF8, the Ifrits are what spawned the story of the genie, the 3 wishes, the genie lamp. And that's how you cage an Ifrit. You have to bind it to a magical item, and then the Ifrit has to give you, the djinn has to give you wishes, but he'll try to screw you over with it. And that's why they made Diablos come out of a lamp in 8. I knew that there was that Ifrit Diablos association, and I could tell looking at some of these themes in 16 that there's some kind of association. To say, for Yoshida to say that that was an early idea, but they did away with it because it would come across a certain kind of way. That doesn't mean that they haven't transmuted it into something else. Yo, we're going roughly down the right avenues, I think. That is no mere coincidence. And what I really liked about it, the main thing I liked about all of this, I said it was just the idea of division. Diablos's divide with gravity magic. Zodiac divided the population as part of a sacrifice. Samael divided humanity with the 2 twins. Cain was the evil side that spawned demons, and Abel was the side that continued humanity. You have a world divided with nations. You had the tribes of Israel that were divided. There was this divide theme. And I don't know. I thought that this game would be some sort of Thanos snap thing. Like, I don't know. Either the Mother Crystal has to be ended, and then what happens? Will the nations just go back to being in peace and harmony? How many people are going to die in 16? I hope half the world dies. Right, what he said, they'd make a sequel just using the summons, but not really care about the game. What the fuck? I think he was just sort of riffing at that point. I think they've more or less already confirmed, although they always could go back on these kind of things, that there's going to be any DLC. Again, they've really made the point and hammered home, this is one game, there's only going to be one game. But anyway, that's the end of the interview. That's the lot. Woohoo! Okay. Holy moly, I'm going to screenshot that. The whole Diablos section. That's juicy as hell, man. Diablos debunked. It's both debunked and it's also kind of supported. That's the thing. It's both. It's both. How are you feeling about the game after previews? Very excited. Very, very excited. I love that a lot of the story's still being kept under wraps. They said with the Ben Starr interview, they were like, so far in a lot of the stuff we're showing, it's kind of given off just sort of the cool side of Clive, the cool, badass, because we can't really show the full scale of him, or all of the sides of him. And I guess it's just because they're really committing to trying to keep a lot of that under wraps. I mean, obviously they've showed us the Clive going up to Joshua. I waited for this moment for 10 years. But I feel like there's a lot of emotional angles, like heavy stuff that they're keeping under wraps. 15 didn't do that. They showed a lot of the emotional stuff. And for Koji just to be like, please trust us. We're showing a lot of just badass Clive, but there's way more to it. There's many interviews too. Are there any others? Shall I cover any more, or are we about done? I can hop out, release my little vid that I made, my introspective vid. Ifrit can transform into Diablos would make sense, and why Ifrit is so OP. Yeah, man, that's all I needed to know. The fact that they thought about making Ifrit transform into another kind of demonic figure, that's more than enough, at least in my opinion, to support the possibility that Ifrit is going to turn into Zodiac, Chaos, Samael type thing. They just didn't want to go with Diablos because they thought it would be cliche because of whatever devil. Where's Devilman? Is that an anime? I guess. So they did away with it for that reason, but that doesn't mean that they've not kept the same story going. Yes, but then that just begs the question. So if Clive does become this demon thing, like, because is the demon thing on the box art, guys, the Diablos looking thing? Where is it? Do you think that this is the same? Do you think this is the same as the thing that they were fighting in the cosmogony? You know, the multi-horned demon thing? It's different, right? That didn't kind of have the same shape and form, though it did have multiple wings. I think it had... Oh, that does have 2 horns and 2 horns there. Because then, obviously, in the cosmogony, it looked like it had Phoenix in the body. So, is this thing just what the OG fire icon is, like before it was split? You know, is that what it was? Those two things merged, and that got split at the battle because I had the obviously theory that God fought man, and the thing that allows man to become technologically evolved is fire. That is very thematically consistent and has been in Final Fantasy as well, and that, you know, this world has backpedaled into a medieval era from a far more technologically advanced. So after man fought the gods, they ripped apart the fire aspect, and that stopped man progressing. That backpedaled them. So is that what that is? Those things merge together? In which case, does that mean that Clive is going to become that again? So does that mean he has to, in some way, get Joshua's power? You know, obviously Joshua's trapped in this metaphysical state where he hasn't aged in a decade. We've seen that. It's in like this volcanic environment. Do you reckon that's where the Dark Ifrit has taken Joshua? Like he's ensnared Joshua, his power somewhere. And then when Clive goes and finds him, does he release his brother? Does he then get those powers? And then he has both the fire destructive aspect and the power over life merged into one. God began the creation from fire. That's it. It's just too powerful. It's both destruction and life, and something with the power of that has the power over life and death. And if Clive gets that by the end of this game, and he is able to make choices over life and death, that's going to be powerful stuff. And what would Clive do? Would he just selfishly choose the life aspect? Would he just try to save the people he's lost because he's burdened by that? Obviously, I think that the fact that he is burdened by people he's lost and he's on a mad revenge arc, that means he could use either aspect. If he has both fire aspects, he could burn the world, or he could squander it to try to bring back, you know, and violate the laws of nature. Obviously, I think that Clive is going to have to wrestle with the temptation of that. I mean, look at the logo. Exactly, right? All big one flame, Phoenix, Ifrit. I feel like that's where it's going. But obviously, let's go with the assumption that Clive does neither. He doesn't just burn the world. He doesn't just Thanos snap everything and burn half of it to keep resources going. Maybe he does do that. I don't know. Would that be too dark? If he had powers over life and death, and because the world is dwindling in resources, he did do what Zodiac did in Final Fantasy XIV. What if he does become Zodiac, and that to keep the world going, you have to do a mass depopulation? I think that would be too dark. I thought Clive might go that way, but I feel like after him and Ben started, and then really talking about Clive being a hero, a great hero, that is his humanity. That is the strong part of Clive. I feel like obviously we're going to have Clive tempted with the loss of his humanity, but obviously he must follow through. His humanity must win. So I don't think the world's resolution is going to come with that. So what will the resolution be? Does Clive just booty slap the mother crystal? Like he destroys the individual crystals, then he beats the main one, and that just resolves the world's issues? I feel like that's where it could go. I feel like I want it to be a bit more complex than that. I want it to be something a bit different than that. It can have that theme, but And then obviously what's also really cool about it, and this was one really fascinating detail about researching the tribes of Israel and what happened in those stories, because you had Abraham, Moses, and Joshua, which the book of Joshua was written from, and Joshua is the one who unifies the tribes. And he unifies the tribes by opening their eyes to worldliness. Worldliness is just basically materialism and frivolity, which we saw a lot in that stream just dead, you know, them smoking the ether pipes, drinking ether beers and shit. And Joshua comes along into the story and he opens humanity's eyes to that. And that's what kind of unifies these separate nations. But the tribes of Israel story happen in 4 different 500-year segments, and after Joshua's section, or very close to it, it went from being about prophets, which, you know, Moses and Abraham, they were sort of the prophets and the messiahs, and then it became more about your leaders and your revolutionaries, and then there was this period in the tribes of Israel where it became about the princes and the leaders of nations, young leaders of nations. And this was kind of cool, is obviously we have Sambrique that has Dion, a young prince. There's going to be, you have Jill, assumingly her nation and her family and her parents are dead. You have Clive, the young prince of Rosaria. Well, not prince. What is a prince of an archduke? Archprince. Archdude. He's the archdude. And I suppose you could say Barnabas as well, but say if Barnabas is taken out because he's kind of taken over, like he's tyrannically just conquered Wallode. You could argue one of the rightful rulers of that place could be Sid or even Benedicta. And then Hugo, obviously that's a republic. Hugo doesn't seem very democratic at all. But more or less, if Clive does form close-knit relationships, he's going to be forming relationships with all the world leaders, or the upcoming world leaders. And this happens in the book of Joshua. And that as the old kind of kings sort of fell out, like I imagine Dion's dad will, there's going to be an opportunity to create a new world. That could actually be kind of a cool resolution, I think. Clive forming personal relationship with the new world leaders, and after ending the mother crystals, because obviously they could still spiral into war. That's what kind of brings about a concrete unification at the end. Like Dion and Clive sipping pina coladas, Benedicta getting caught in the rain. Just like the ending's just all kind of like Caribbean Cholo vibes, and they're all chill and just like writing up a manifesto of peace. Yes. Joshua being Jesus makes way too much sense. Yeah, so Joshua is actually a name for Jesus. I can't remember exactly what it was. But Joshua is what tees up the resurrection story, which obviously being Phoenix is pretty significant. What was Jesus? Yeah, Yeshua. Jesus, if his name was Yeshua, why do we call him Jesus? Actually, why do we? Some even go as far as to call him Jesus is blasphemous. Others go on to, the name is unbiblical because the letter J is a modern invention. There was no J in Greek or Hebrew. Yeah, and it makes extra sense that Square Enix have this in the mind when you take into account that Rosaria, their banner, has little crucifixes on it. It has little crosses, 4 of them, on their banner. So they're definitely using the book of Joshua. And considering that split into those phases of how the tribes of Israel kind of moved out of never-ending war via materialism, via unifying the leaders. And there was something that they did with that. I think they did it with stones or something. They built like these stone pillars that let me read some of these comments. Damn, Nova's going in, bro. Geez, I'm Jewish and I barely remember as much. Well done. The Tribes of Israel story is actually really, really cool. And it actually talks about nation falling if you marry outside of your nation. That to do so is to betray your own nation, and that it would bring ruin and fire upon a nation. And you just got to think, like, wherever Annabelle's from, if she is from a different nation, Annabelle and Elwyn, and the fact that she betrays, because she's called traitorous, and the fact that brings literal and fiery destruction to Rosaria, they're definitely using biblical arcs in 16. Because, yeah, marrying outside of your tribe was seen as evil, blasphemous, and part of that is also what they say brings back demons, because demons, they say, is when a demon, or the devil in some cases, as a child with a human, that's what brings about a demon. And I'm just like, so if we've got this demon theme with Clive, he is a demon, he's connected to a demon, what's going on with Elwyn? What's going on with Annabelle? What happened there? There's something that has created Clive, and anyway, I've gone down that spiral a few times. Oh, in Gnosticism, that after the goddess Sophia was cast up by Yadba from heaven, she created Satanael to spread the word of not to be bound from the materiality of the world and fell the false god. Wow, so materialism appeared in that as well, in the Gnostic kind of chapters of it. Yeah, and somebody pointed out as well, I've said this before, but like Clive's like logo, somebody kind of pointed out that it kind of like a Gnostic version of like the logos of Lucifer. It's cool. Interesting. Sophia was cast by Yadba from heaven. She created Satanael to spread the word, not to be bound by the materiality of the world. Ooh. Ooh. Materialism. It's definitely gotta be a beat in this game, for sure. I mean, you saw Hugo all blinged up. You know, I feel like Hugo's really there to represent that kind of aspect of it. You know, he does everything just purely for sort of wealth and base pleasures, which makes me wonder, yeah, Benedict is going to teach him something more. Yeah, and not to mention, obviously, we've seen Barnabas literally parting the seas. Literally parting the seas. I love it. I love the mythology drops. Probably lost half the audience going down that rabbit hole, but those of you still here, I bloody love it. Anyway, guys, I could go on all day, but that was a really cool showing. That was very hype. Did you like it, guys? Was that satisfying? Right, I'm going to bounce through. Thank you so much for coming, guys. I will... See, I've got such a cruddy setup right now. I can't... All these little tech issues is because I need to go to a tech store to buy a proper multi-port for my Mac. It's 20 minutes across town. Maybe I'll go do that and then come back this evening. What happened to the poll I did? Where did that leave off? Where did that leave off? What are we doing? Ooh, damn. That came pretty close. Elden Ring, Strangers of Paradise, Theatrhythm and Chill, Mix Up Laddie. I've got to say, I'm kind of addicted to Strangers of Paradise again, which I was kind of hoping that would do pretty well. Maybe I'll play a mix of things. But yeah, maybe I'll pop on later for some Elden Ring. Play a few hours of that. I'm definitely going to suck some booty bum cheeks when I get really frustrated and angry with that. Then I'll swap over to Strangers of Paradise, play on that. suck a little bit less booty bum cheeks. I'm better at Strangers of Paradise than I am at Elden Ring somehow. Suck booty bum cheeks at that still, and then just go to theatre with them with salty tears streaming down my face. Maybe I'll do it like that. Probably won't have time, but I'll be back probably in a couple of hours or so, my friends. Thanks so much, guys. Be well, be merry. I watch for the rabbit holes. Thank you, Samuel. That brings me great relief, because I like going down them. Like, I've told all of those kind of beats and arcs many times. I just love talking about it. Danny, thank you so much, mate. Oh, Danny, do you wanna you up for being a mod on here as well? Always got a sturdy, dependable in Danny. Yeah. Uncle Novas, mate. See you a bit later if you're still around. Alright, Vedran, legend, you've been here since the start for Fenrir. Peace out, guys. Toodle pip. Ciao, ciao. See you in a couple of hours if you're about. If not, have a good day, evening, afternoon. Until the next live stream. Oh, sneaky little cheeky breeze snuck back in. That was for all of you, by the way, not just Brie. That was a collective kiss for all of you.